site, and this stone is known as the Hag's Chair, or the Hag's Throne, or the Witch's Chair. This is, according to myth, this was the seat of Cailleach, who is a very famous witch in Irish mythology. Now, when you were driving here, you might have seen on the road signs that the names of the hills here in Irish are Sliabh na Cailleach, the hills of the witch, or hill of the witch. And this chair features kind of prominently in a myth that explains where the tombs came from. So according to legend, this stone here, as I said, was the throne of Cailleach, and she would sit here and she would look towards the north there, and she basically, all the land that she could see, she wanted it for herself. She was very, very greedy. And the local people said to her, well, you know, you can have all that land if you complete this one challenge. And the challenge was to jump from that hill there, Cairnbawn West, to this hill here, Cairnbawn East, and she had to then jump to Patrickstown. Trees on it. And easy. Well, it had to be made a bit harder for her. To make it even harder, she had to fill her apron with stones. And as she jumped from hill to hill, the stones fell out and formed the cairns. So, are they passage tombs dating back to the Neolithic period, or are they stones dropped from a witch's apron? I'll let you make your own minds up there. I think you can guess which one I'm leaning towards. But that's how people long ago would have explained how the tombs got here. And she didn't quite make it, in fact, to Patrickstown Hill, I should add. If you see that stone, a very large bit of boulder in between the hills, so that is where she fell, apparently. And but another part of the myth is if you sit up on the Hag's Chair here, if you make a wish, and if you walk around Cairn T here 3 times clockwise, your wish will come true. Now, the OPW does not hold responsibility for any wish that do not come true, but that's the myth anyway. And one thing which I think is really interesting about this story is that Lough Crew is not the only passage tomb complex to have this myth behind the tombs. Over in Sligo at Carrowmore, the tombs there have the same origin story. You know, it's also thought that they were dropped from a witch's apron, same witch in fact. If you can see on the horizon there, that big dome-shaped mountain, there's a passage tomb, that's Sliabh Gullion. There's a passage tomb on the top of that, which is said to be the home of the Cailleach. It's called Chop Cailleach. There's also another passage tomb called Chop Cailleach over in the Ballygawley Mountains in Sligo. And most importantly, there's even a passage tomb in Wales called Barclodiad y Gowras, which means the witch's apron full. So this is a very, very old story, and people for a very long time have been using it to explain where these tombs came from. And on a 1624 map of the area, the hills here are listed as Trí Coiscin na Cailleach, which means the 3 footsteps of the witch. Very, very old story. But if you'd like to follow me again, I'll show you some more. Another tomb and some more.